Our next presenter is Mr. H.L. Roy. He will be presenting on the paper Challenges and Opportunities for Refractory Industry. Mr. Roy is Managing Director, Zircar Refractories Limited, Gujarat. His area of interest is business management. He did his MTech in ceramic engineering in 75 and MTech, BTech in 75 and MTech in 77. He's a gold medalist there from his college, working since 45 years in super refractories, and he has started his own company in 1996. So I'll request Mr. Rai to start your presentation, please. No issue, sir. You can always start from your place also.
तक मैं बताऊं, मेरा लेक्चर हिंदी और इंग्लिश में मिक्स होगा। मैं आपको कुछ सिखाने नहीं आया हूं, मैं आपको जगाने की कोशिश करूंगा। मैं हार्डकोर टेक्नोक्रेट नहीं हूं कि मैं कुछ हाउ फ्रॉम राइट Yeah, as you see the subject, challenges and opportunity for refractory industry, ये मेरा सब्जेक्ट है। बिफोर आई गो ऑन दिस वन, सर्टेनली आपको थोड़ी सरप्राइज होगी क्योंकि हमारी कंपनी और मैं पॉपुलर नहीं हूँ आप सबके बीच में। मे बी 99% पीपल मे नॉट बी नोइंग हु आई एम एंड व्हाट इज दिस कंपनी। सो बिफोर आई गो इन दिस सब्जेक्ट, बेसिकली मैं कुछ कंपनी के बारे में बताना चाहूँगा। मैं 1975 में बीटेक किया था, 77 में एमटेक। Then first 4 years I worked with the Carbonadium Universal for manufacturing super refractories. At that time the job was silicon carbide, bubble alumina, table alumina, जबकि उस समय पे पूरी रिफ्रैक्टरी इंडस्ट्री को ये सारे शब्द बहुत नए लग रहे थे। अब हर आदमी बहुत जानता है टेबल एलुमिना और सारी बातों को, बट एट दैट टाइम इट वाज ए वेरी न्यू थिंग। आफ्टर दैट, जस्ट स्लाइड्स, दिस इज माय ऑफिस। For example, the first product you see, crucibles. Till 1981, there was no crucible manufacturer in this country. The first plant came in 1981 with German collaboration. I joined them as a project manager. So by virtue of that, crucible के लिए I am the pioneer, भीष्म पितामह इस देश का. Still I am doing the major जो crucible की जो हम जिसको कह रहे हैं, crucible is not the platinum crucible and fused silica crucible जो आप जानते हैं लेबोरेटरी वाले में। हमारी क्रूसिबल साइज मिनिमम 5-10 किलो से लगा करके 4 टन कैपेसिटी की होती है। एंड द एप्लीकेशन इज कॉपर, ब्रास, एल्यूमिनियम, गोल्ड, सिल्वर, जिंक। दिस इज द एप्लीकेशन एरिया। इसका 2 एग्जांपल मैं, इसका यूजेज बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स हैं, बट 2 एग्जांपल मैं आपको दूंगा। जितनी भी व्हीकल्स हैं इस कंट्री में बनती हैं, सारे के सारे जो उनके ऑटो कंपोनेंट्स हैं, दे आर 100% विद एल्यूमिनियम। And aluminum auto components are made with the high pressure die casting and low pressure die casting, and both these processes they use crucible. We are the biggest supplier of crucible in this country. So एक application है कि किसी भी गाड़ी में, आपकी गाड़ी में भी हमारे कोई indirect contribution रहा होगा, whether it's a car, truck, vehicle, tractor, जो कुछ भी है उसमें होगा। Second thing, वही कार से related टायर, जिंक ऑक्साइड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग क्रूसिबल में होती है। जिंक को सुपर हीट करके वेपराइज करते हैं, फिर एयर इंजेक्ट करके दे मेक जिंक ऑक्साइड, एंड जिंक ऑक्साइड इज ए very important ingredient for tire industry. It gives polymerization of that product and gives lot of flexibility and strength to that one. So वो जो product है ऊपर वाले हमारे पास, वही हम वो स्टॉपर हेड आप जानते होंगे शायद, स्टील फाउंड्रीज के लिए वी सप्लाई। सेकेंड एंड थर्ड प्रोडक्ट इफ से, ये इंडियन रेलवे फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग व्हील्स। इंडिया was making earlier all with the wheels they were making with the hot forging process. 1978 में they got the technology from Griffins USA, जहाँ पे casting process से बनती हैं। बहुत बड़ा प्लांट है बेंगलोर में, रेल व्हील फैक्ट्री कहते हैं उसको। But they were importing as part of the agreement, they were importing 100% all the item from USA. 91 में देश की जो foreign exchange reserve था बहुत कम हो गया था। They were compelled to go for the Indian substitute, and they had many places पे जाकर के exhibitions किया था। Luckily I had the opportunity to visit in Bombay, और मैं लकीली उसको डेवलप कर पाया। तो सेकंड एंड थर्ड प्रोडक्ट ऑलमोस्ट एक्सक्लूसिव सप्लायर हैं, हमसे सीख करके हमारे लोग छोड़ करके कुछ एक दो और बना रहे हैं। सो प्रैक्टिकली जिस भी ट्रेन में आप चलते हैं, चाहे पैसेंजर है, फास्ट ट्रेन है, गुड्स ट्रेन है, उसमें हमारी कहीं ना कहीं छाप होगी। सारी चीज़ें वो हो रहे हैं, हम करते हैं, स्पेशल प्रोडक्ट है वो। यस, फिफ्थ एंड सिक्स प्रोडक्ट इज फॉर एसजी आयरन पाइप बनाने के लिए जिंदल, टाटा मेटालिक, ये हमारे कस्टमर हैं। दिस इज फॉर द कार्बन को ग्रेफिटाइज करने के लिए कन्वर्टर होती हैं, दे कॉल द ग्रिफिन्स कन्वर्ट। उसमें ये हो जाता है मैग्नीशियम ट्रीटमेंट करने के लिए, एमसी द लाइनर फॉर पुटिंग टू द स्पिनिंग। ऑफ कोर्स ये प्रोडक्ट आते हैं, लास्ट 5 years वी आर इन कंटिन्यूअस फ्लो कंट्रोल वाल्व प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं, ये हमारी हैं। स्लाइड प्लेट से रिलेटेड सब प्रोडक्ट हम कर रहे हैं। दिस आर द प्लांट्स, जस्ट टू गिव अ ग्लिम्स ऑफ आवर plant and machinery. This isostatic press we bought from Belgium, and this is the biggest in India in terms of volume, because this is 1.2 meter. Normally people are having maybe maximum 600, 800 or maybe 1 meter. This is 1.2 meter press we have. These are second side में आप देखेंगे flow control products हैं। Last में देखेंगे the crucibles we manufactured in the same, जिसमें we can, this is the size where you can have aluminium of 1500 kg, that particular size you can have. These are our toolings and all. Yeah. Yeah. Now coming back to this subject, जिसके लिए मैं challenges and opportunities बताई थी, उसी सब्जेक्ट पे एक्चुअली थोड़ी देर पहले एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस चल रही थी, तो मिस्टर उपाध्याय ने मुझे कहा था कि आप भी वहाँ रहिएगा। तो मैं वहाँ, इसी से सॉरी मैं समय पे नहीं आ पाया था। तो वहाँ पे भी यही क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि पत्रकार ढेर सारे थे तो क्वेश्चन हो रहा था। अभी डॉक्टर शर्मा भी थे और प्रोफेसर झा, सॉरी, आप लोग भी वहीं थे। क्वेश्चन था कि भाई ये क्या प्रोग्राम हो रहा है, क्या चीज़ हो रही है। तो मिस्टर रथ एंड सारे सीनियर लोग समझा रहे थे। वहाँ भी यही क्वेश्चन था कि भाई बेसिकली स्टील का प्रोडक्शन बढ़ता जाएगा तो रिफ्रैक्टरी भी अकॉर्डिंगली बढ़ती जाएगी। स्टील क्यों बढ़ेगा, रिफ्रैक्टरी क्यों बढ़ी, ये सारी चीज़ वहाँ समझाने की कोशिश की जा रही थी। तो अब जो फिगर्स मैंने दिखाए हैं, दे आर अ हाइपोथेटिकल फिगर, डोंट लुक एट द एक्यूरेसी ऑफ द फिगर्स। जो मैं डायरेक्शन, जो मैं दिशा बताना चाहता हूँ, उसको मैं कोशिश करूंगा समझाने का। कि जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की आज की करंट पॉलिसी है, नेशनल स्टील पॉलिसी 2017, जिसमें 300 मिलियन टन्स का एक प्रोग्राम रखा गया है बाय 2030, एंड आई होप, आई गेस कि होपफुली हो भी जाएगा शायद, बिकॉज एवरीबडी लुक्स टू बी गोइंग इन दैट डायरेक्शन। Not only then, I read in the papers that there is a committee which is working out कि when India celebrates 100 years, centenary celebration करते हैं 2047 में, जब मोदी की ख्वाहिश है कि द इंडिया शुड बी ए डेवलप्ड कंट्री, नॉट द डेवलपिंग कंट्री। अभी फ्यू इयर्स में वी आर टॉकिंग ऑफ $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी। उस समय तो आई डोंट नो व्हाट विल बी, मे बी आई डोंट नो 15 ट्रिलियन और समथिंग वेरी बिग फिगर। तो आज की तारीख में व्हेन वी आर, आई हर्ड दैट इट इज अराउंड 125 मिलियन टन शायद कैपेसिटी है। तो इफ यू टेक द फिगर ऑफ 125 मिलियन टन करेंटली इन द ईयर 22-23 में, अकॉर्डिंगली रिफ्रैक्टरी बिजनेस जो मुझे इरमा की फिगर से मिलती हैं कि इस अराउंड 10,000 करोड़ ऑल इन ऑल। एंड यदि जो रास्ता है 125 to 500 मिलियन टन्स वाला रास्ता, उसको मैंने कुछ सालों में जस्ट ब्रेकअप करने की कोशिश किया है। तो रिफ्रैक्टरी इंडस्ट्री बाय द टाइम वी आर हैविंग 100 ईयर सेलिब्रेशन, इट कुड रीच टू 60,000 करोड़ ऑफ बिजनेस। यदि ये जाना है, इसको मान लीजिए कि सचमुच ऐसा होता है, तो मैं इसको एक अपॉर्चुनिटी के रूप में देख रहा हूँ। नीचे मैंने लिखा हुआ कि आई सी दिस ए ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर द रिफ्रैक्टरी इंडस्ट्री। अब जो रिफ्रैक्टरी इंडस्ट्री, हर इंडस्ट्री चाहती है ग्रो करना, कि हमारे शायद हम अच्छी प्रोडक्ट बनाएं, ज़्यादा बनाएं, टर्नओवर हो, अच्छी प्रॉफिट करो, लोगों को ज़्यादा एम्प्लॉय करें, वी स्टार्ट कंट्रीब्यूटिंग समथिंग टू गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। तो उस नज़रिए से मैं देख रहा हूँ कि दिस इज़ अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी जो गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी है। स्टील इंडस्ट्री ग्रो करेंगे तो साथ साथ हम सब ग्रो करेंगे। यदि वहाँ जाना है तो किसी भी प्लांट को करने के लिए दीज आर 4 की थिंग्स: मैन, मशीन, मनी एंड मटेरियल। यदि उसको मैं अब स्लोली मैं अपॉर्चुनिटी से चैलेंजेस की तरफ मैं ले जाना चाहता हूं कि मशीन एंड मनी, दीज टू पार्ट्स। मशीन में आई एम नॉट वरीड बिकॉज इंडिया इज वेरी वेल डेवलप्ड और मशीन बनाने वाले बहुत सारे लोग हैं। मशीन डिजाइन करवाई जा सकती है टेलर मेड, एंड वर्स्ट कम वर्स्ट यू कैन इंपोर्ट वंस इन अ वे। That is not a big burden because machine you don't buy every day. So I'm not worried about the machine. In fact, I'm not worried about money also because there are big resources in this country. Bankers are the big pocket, बड़े industries यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, and money also probably with from the share market. So machine and money, I'm not too much bothered. I'm sure it can be organized. Now coming to the challenge in machine and money, I don't see this as a challenge. If I take the men particularly, I have big problem in front of me for everybody. I'm just giving my example. First is say my turnover last year was 100 crores. We are growing this year at the rate of 27%. So far in last 6 months, our growth is around 27%. If the same thing is true, we should be somewhere 125, 140 crore. We should be there. We have around 450 people working with me. Out of that, 75 people is skilled. Skill doesn't mean engineers only. I consider the fitter, operator, kiln operator, purchase guy, all the skilled who has got some skill. So I'm having 75 people in my company. If the same ratio goes, by the time we go to 40,000, 60,000, I'm not considered at all. 40,000, we need 30,000 people. High quality products, if you consider, for example, flow control products. What is happening? Skilled manpower, top technocrats are very few, very little. What is happening? Change of chairs from Vesuvius to Tata, Tata to OCL, OCL to Zircar, Zircar to this. This is happening, and it's not a very good sign. I'm worried. Maybe somebody will get benefited for some time, but in long run, can we sustain this industry at this level? So for me, in fact, here I have thought of that out of 30,000, you consider the requirement is 15,000. Now the morning, Mr. Jha, Professor Jha was having the same question. For having this 15,000, how will you do it? Where from? So just I'm thinking that could be to talk to all kinds of educational institutions with government guidance participation so that enough infrastructure is in place to educate future employees as per future demands. Unfortunately, most of engineering colleges syllabus, if you go, they are few decades old. None of them will know anything about the isostatic press. None of them anything will know anything about new binding system. None of them will know anything about the new furnacing system, new combustion system, new hydraulics. So basically, my statement is, I think maybe the steel industry, the refractory manufacturer should sit together. There are brilliant brains here. Sit together and think in that direction what should be done. So one part is the infrastructure. Second, I'm saying is to talk to government educational institutions to redesign syllabus for various courses to take care of refractory industry changing needs. There has to be two-way regular communication between educational institutions and our industry to be agile, to come up to the expectation because the expectations are very high. Without quality manpower, you cannot make 300 million tons and 400 million tons. From morning, I'm listening the specific refractory consumption quality requirements are going, how that will come? The same people who have been working for 40 years, can they do that? I'm sure probably no. There has to be new energy, new thought, new idea, and that will come with the new generations. Having recruited, second part, having recruited, having the different colleges and all. Third part, skill development, I'm saying this is after you have employed. You are having a person, the person has worked already for a couple of years. Now, there has to be some program for skill development of that person. He should get back to some institution, get the training, and come back. I consider this as a very big challenge. And for this, one individual, one company cannot do it. I'm just worried. Industry association, top business groups are expected to take lead in this direction. So this is for me the big problem. Now, still bigger problem. raw material. Right from morning I have listening, but I'm saying my experiences. For example, natural graphite, silicon carbide, these are my materials I import. I, okay, sorry, I'll get back. I'm just closing this. Natural graphite, silicon carbide, silicon metal, ferrosilicon, aluminum powder, brown fused alumina, white fused alumina, borax, anhydrous borax, zircon sand, monoclinic zirconia, stabilized zirconia, fused malite, dead bond magnesite, fused magnesia, fused virmol. All these materials 100% practically imported. Either we import or we buy from somebody who is importing. Now the question is, I'll give one example. Of morning somebody was saying Russia-Ukraine war. We import 100 tons of silicon carbide from Russia. Last 7 years I am importing. 8 containers I'm not able to pay to them because of US sanction. Because the container earlier directly it was coming, they diverted through Iran, Dubai, and India. The moment there is a Iranian port is there, we want to pay. We are struggling. We are approaching government of India. We are approaching RBI. My bank is saying no, I will not pay. The problem is shipping cost. The problem is payment. We are trying to say, this is not our fault. This company we have been buying for at least 7 years. And what to do? All these materials, my worry is, if you depend on imports, the prices are not in your control. Dollar has gone 80 rupees. Shipping cost earlier, which was $400, we pay $8,000. Some products, silicon metal, it was 170 rupees a kg. It went to 760 rupees a kg. Now it has come down to around 250 to 60 rupees. Gas, Sabarmati gas there in Gujarat. It is Gujarat government and Bharat Petroleum together. It was 30 rupees per cubic meter. Now we pay 76 rupees per cubic meter. If you depend on this, and why it is again because of Russia-Ukraine crisis. Because Russia has stopped giving gas to Europe, and Europe is coming in the Middle East and area where from our supplier was giving. Now they have jacked up the prices. So here, now the thinking, you see, just by having beneficiation of magnesite, can you solve, for example, item number 29. We use furfuryl alcohol. Many of you may not be knowing this material. We import from Thailand. My main binder, Carborous P, we import from Germany. Many items, chromite sand, we import from South Africa. Boron carbide, very little quantity is here. So basically my question is, how will you solve this problem? My suggestion, if you can put up 500 million tons of steel plant, thousands of crores of refractory, can't we think of manufacturing these items in India? For example, silicon carbide are made here because I have been buying silicon carbide from 77. Grandwell was doing wonderful thing. But problem is because energy cost is 80-85% for silicon carbide manufacturing, and energy cost is very high here. So basically, it's not the technology of silicon carbide is not available. Technology is available, but basically the association, the users should talk with the government of India, think for maybe give a special consideration for the energy so that that can be. Brown fused alumina, white fused alumina, tabular alumina, can't we make it? It is possible. It was
Sir,
possible.
we have to be with the time because one more presenter is there.
I'm sorry.
And,
So basically,
and
this is.
after that, one more session is also there. So we'll be
So
delayed.
with this, I'm sorry because since I'm running out of time. So in case you have got some question,
Uh, if any question, we can take. Otherwise, we can quickly move to the next presentation. I'm sorry, sir, we could not give you enough time because
I have one question, please.
Yeah.
One question.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I would like to congratulate Rai Saab, and I request the organizers that such kind of talk should be given certain time, because I tell you why. These are very challenging and burning topics. We have come here for knowing all these things, and unless otherwise you give certain importance to these areas, we cannot dream of becoming an Atmanirbhar Bharat. This I am sure. Anyhow, I must congratulate Rai Saab for giving the insight. My only one question is that Rai Saab, CGCRI is struggling very hard to make the refractory crucibles for melting that RSW glass, radiation shielding glass window.
Somebody only day first day I got the inquiry. I have in my we have a distributor for slide gate refractory in Mandi Govindgarh. He buys every month around 60 lakhs worth of material from me. So from somebody must have given him this photograph of Firozabad big pot,
Yes.
and he has forwarded to me. And I would like to make that one with isostatic process.
Right.
Because in my press is the biggest.
Yes,
and I
yes,
can do
you are
it.
the biggest press.
So I told him that you call my branch from Delhi. They will go take photographs and talk and see the possibility. We can one more thing I would like to request. If you give me time, you see, we buy the product with a specification. We focus a lot on the specification. I'll not name a company. The trial was conducted only last week. They buy product from USA. It is 2 meters long. They call tube, and it is mullite. It has a life of 2 heats. They approached us. Mullite we don't deal. We use mullite as a raw material, but we don't manufacture that one. But if you tell me, if you allow me to give even wood, give me the freedom. Don't test the material. If you want to test physical properties, I will match the physical, but not the chemistry. There the porosity was 18-20%. My porosity is 12 to 13%. How will I make the 20%? I have to dilute my product. And I'm telling you, we gave 2 heats. Other imported product was getting bent after 2 heats. My product was still okay. Now they are thinking, because it's a government of India, one project. Now how to go about that? We have done it.
These things, sir, these things happen. You have to look at the things from going the other side of the table also.
But
If there is a failure, the loss is so much that you can ask Mr. Rama is sitting there. They are steel man. They know that what is the loss we make because of that. So, sir, these things are there, and this will continue. We need to solve together all these issues. So, I'm sorry, sir, because we are getting really short of time.
Okay,
We have
okay.
got one more
Thank
presentation.
you. Thank you.
So,
Accommodation side and from the industrialist, all coming together. And thank you, Chairman sir, Shri R.K. Singh sir, CJMSRU, for doing your job so well, summing up. And no issue, if the discussions are good ones, we can spare 10 minutes, 20 minutes extra. The House must bear with it. I hope the sessions are being interesting for the House. And co-chairman, thank you again, sir, Surendra Prasad, sir, for being associated with the chairman and hosting the session so well. Proceeding forward, I'd request the session chairman to please hand over the certificates and the co-chairman to present a memento to all the presenters. So we'll start with Mr. Prakash Bharti. It's from Alfran NRL. From CGCRI Kolkata. We have the third speaker, Mr. Shankha Chatterjee from Almatis. The next one is H.L. Raisa from Zircar Refractories. And last but not the least, Mr. Prashant Steel Plant. Congratulations to all the speakers for making a wonderful presentation. And I'll request now CGM SMS2 and CCS, Shri Amar Gupta sir, to please give a memento to the chairman and the co-chairman. Sir, please.